Match week 2 in the books. Man City grab all 3 points over Newcastle thanks to Julian Alvarez. Elsewhere, Tottenham score a massive victory over Man U, creating some controversy about Man U and their targets for this year. Elsewhere, Arsenal grab all 3 points at Selhurst on Monday in a grinded-out victory. Cover all that was match week 2 from Bowley's billion-dollar underdogs dropping more points to the Brentford beatdown of Fulham. This is the Premiership results.
Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero! Back, Fuchs, and the ball in behind Damian Vardy! It's 11! It's heaven for Jamie Vardy!
You are an ostrich. Well, your head must be in the sand. Is your head in the sand? Are you flexible enough to get your head in the sand?
Now the fans are shouting every week, Louis van Gaal's army! Louis van Gaal's army!
Feet after a fabulous start, the game just got away from you there.
I have nothing to say.
Nothing to say about the game at all.
Drama from day one! This is the league we want to watch!
Todd Bowley.
Good meal.
Slumdog billionaire.
Slumdog billionaire.
He's slumming it in Chelsea. Good meal.
Looking up to the sky.
Need some more Bowley bucks.
Whoever took that picture of Todd Bowley at the Clippers game is an absolute legend. That might be one of the 5 greatest pictures of all time.
It's the ninth wonder of the world.
Pretty much.
All right, match week 2 in the books.
Yeah.
Let's get right into it. First game of the week, Friday. A little appetizer, something to whet your appetite. And nothing better.
Whet your appetite.
Nothing better than Nottingham Forest
Sheffield.
versus Sheffield United.
Good meal.
Good
Todd Bowley
appetite.
was here. Good appetite.
I was going to say appetizer. I don't know why I said appetite.
Well, it was
Bon
definitely
appetit.
it was a bloomin' onion
It was a
or
bloomin'
awesome blossom or something like that.
Yeah. Some Aussie fries.
Yeah, I mean, Forrest right away starting off strong. Awani goal swinging it in from Aurier, but they're just playing fast really early, creating a bunch of chances, kind of catching Sheffield out. And then as the half went on, Sam, it really kind of faded. The energy faded. It's like they scored and they're like, okay, now we hold the ball. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
They're like, we're just going to hold the ball.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like you said, a fast start from Forrest. Awani again. Possibly the beginning and end of season GOAT.
We won't be able to tell till like match week 7 or 8. And then when he starts to not score, we'll be able to tell.
We'll truly know when United are linked with him for £90 million.
Oh, yes.
I can already see it coming.
But they have Hoyland.
Yeah. But, yeah, towards the latter stages of the first half, Sheffield United getting back into the game a little bit more, but still.
They didn't create much in attack, really.
Absolutely not.
It was just more, it was literally McKenna trying to cook. This is what I sent Sam as I was watching the game. I was like, Scott McKenna, who let this man cook? He's like heading balls out of bounds and then like not heading him when he should. As just going for like headed back passes, running into people in the second half. It was bad.
Yeah,
it was so bad.
Not good. Goes in halftime 1-0. Second half starts off quick, just like the first half. Except this time, Sheffield United drawing level. First ball from the corner comes out to Gustavo Hammer.
Yeah, Gus Hammer.
Put the hammer down.
Yeah, Coventry's second finest striker that they sold this past summer.
Hell yeah. And just has a standing shot.
Yeah, just whips it in.
Finds a top corner. Very nice.
There's something about nice away limbs at the City ground. I think it's just because they have the one lower level, just a wide row right behind the net and the corner flag.
Nothing fancy, just
very nice.
Standard, good old classic footy stadia. Other than that, second half, neither team really all that convincing in terms of possession, in terms of attacking chances.
This game helped my outlook on Sheffield a bit. and hurt mine on Forest, but it was mostly hurt my outlook on Forest than help Sheffield. I don't have any hope for Sheffield.
Yeah, I would have to agree. And again, we got to see Forest, like you mentioned, their center backs bumbling around. They had a great moment. 78th minute, Worrell and McKenna bumbling idiots.
Yeah.
Giving away the ball to Traore.
They would be better just having like Chris Wood and Alonga up there rather than those two guys. And they just roll with like no center back. Or Joe Worrell. Joe Worrell can be their one center back.
No, you don't want Joe Worrell.
No center backs.
Niakate.
Well, he came off the bench in this one. They still have, what's his name? I forgot. The guy who used to be on Palace. Kouyaté?
Kouyaté, yeah.
I forgot they still had him.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, Worrell and McKenna, worst center back pairing in the league.
Someone help Steve Cooper. I refuse to believe that Steve Cooper is a bad manager until we get him an actual like Premier League defense.
I mean, I think
I wouldn't say he's good or defend him,
better
but
than him.
Yeah,
or better than Joe Worrell and Scott McKenna
and Willie Bolly
and Willie Bolly.
Yeah,
yeah, it's rough.
You know who's better than him? Chris Wood. Serge Aurier out here cooking.
Chris Wood still a player. Serge Aurier, yeah, had some nice crosses.
Yeah.
To be fair,
he was probably dropping some sauce in the locker room.
Yeah,
they had that great video last year of him doing the like, I don't know, it wasn't really the gritty around the locker room, but it was some dance.
Some dance that we're not hip to because we don't do much dancing. But Forrest, get the late winner, take home all 3 points.
I guess deserved, but you could talk me into a draw, really. Sheffield didn't do anything deserve to win it, that's for sure. That much I can guarantee you. They could have. You could talk me into a draw or a loss for Sheffield, but definitely not a win.
Saying it's deserved, I don't know. It's almost like, okay, well, you should have won by default anyways.
Yeah.
So to win,
they did the
like,
bare minimum.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did it. Anyways, that game sucked.
Yeah. Let's
Saturday games.
Let's move on. Brentford Fulham. I think we predicted a draw. One of us predicted a draw. One of us predicted like a Brentford win. No one predicted Fulham to win, but this was like a complete drubbing, smashing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even. It was pretty balanced in the first half. You know, both teams kind of established not any great chances. A lot of it was kind of in the midfield. You know, a little back and forth action. Fulham at least looked better in possession this game than they did against Everton.
See, that's the thing, though. Fulham, they had some good possession, but they did absolutely nothing with it. And they just looked so toothless and so slow, which is something we saw a little bit last season. You know, when they slow things down, it can just
So it turns
really
out that Raul Jimenez probably just shouldn't be in there. He almost made us eat our words, but then he said no. No.
Yeah, not ideal.
They got to start Traore. Maybe not this week. Maybe after international break. They probably want him to get kind of acclimated to the squad and stuff. But
how dare you say the curse words? International break.
It's bad. It's very bad. But you know, yeah, I wasn't too impressed. Obviously, the main mishap came in the first half with Diop kind of just losing his head for a second.
Big mistake there out of Issa Diop, leading to the goal for Wisa.
Wisa had a big chance earlier and kind of
did.
not really fluffed it because it wasn't the easiest, but he definitely mishit the contact on a squared ball in. But is Wisa one of the best like backup striker of like mid-table teams ever?
Wisa is the best striker who scores when you think he'll never score.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. You're like, this guy, no way he scores, but somehow he finds a way.
And you're just like, well, how does he do it?
No one knows.
No one knows.
I know, of course, there was like 20 minutes of added time on the first half.
Big thing to talk about, Tim Ream getting a yellow right before the end of the first half, and it comes back to bite him in the second half.
Yeah. Chance for... why did I say Awani? Someone got in behind and... Did I... Is this note from a different...
It could be.
I don't know. I have someone got in
Awani,
behind,
wrong guy.
scored but was offside.
Yeah.
That might have been in the first game. I don't know. My notes are all over the place.
They're jingle
Anyways,
jangled.
goes into halftime 1-0. Second half, Fulham looked okay. They had some decent link-up play. Bobby De Cordova Reed had a chance to go off the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brentford kind of pushed on for the second goal. Nearly got one. But Burnley
coming up big
coming
again.
up clutch.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a bit worried about Fulham's defense this game. And, we talked about coming into even last year. It was like, this defense, who knows? Tim Ream played so well, wasn't even a concern. This time it's still going to be a concern. That second center back spot. But second center back spot was an issue on the penalty. Brian Mbuemo, I guess he didn't draw it. It was
Wisa.
Yeah. Wisa drew it. And it was soft.
Very minimal contact.
It was soft. I'd say a penalty, not a second yellow.
Definitely not
a second yellow on Tim Ream. I'm the American. You can't call it on us.
Yeah, I mean, the penalty in itself, very soft. And then to call the second yellow, just insane. The first of a plethora of terrible calls.
These refs are like, they've lost the plot entirely.
Absolutely insane. It seems like every big decision
It's just wrong.
was the wrong decision, which is insane. Like,
how do you
how
strike
is
out
that
that
possible?
much? Who let this man cook? And you're looking at all the Premier League refs.
Well, something came out today. Old Mike Dean.
Oh, the Tottenham and Chelsea one. I did read about that.
He didn't want to send Anthony Taylor
'Cause he
to
felt
VAR
bad.
because he's his mate, and he didn't want him to get more grief.
That's nuts.
That
By
is
the way,
insane.
and we've talked about this, Anthony Taylor should not be doing big games.
Anthony
He should
Taylor
be dropped from big games. He just shouldn't.
Yeah, after that game.
That game,
he should have
and
been
then,
in the.
not to mention they had him do.
championship.
Well, they had him do the Europa League final, and then he had the stuff with his family and stuff. It's like maybe we should probably just let that guy do like Fulham and Sheffield from now on.
Yeah.
We should demote that guy.
I mean, to be honest, though, all the refs are just
They're
horrendous
trash,
at this
anyways.
point.
Yeah, there's no difference.
But anyways, back to the game. So, like you were mentioning, Mbumo steps up, converts the penalty.
He's the LeBron James of soccer, not for this Pulisic, the LeBron James of soccer.
Yes, 100%. And at that point, Fulham, down 2 goals, down a man,
Yeah,
wasn't going to get any better.
no.
Brentford,
Brentford kind of just saw it out for the most part. It was pretty
Yeah.
comfortable. Fulham didn't even, I don't know, it's hard to say didn't try, but they didn't really get much going in attack for the most part.
yeah,
And then the third goal was as easy as you like,
yep,
pretty much walking through the defense
yeah,
and then just squaring it for Mbumo to tap in.
yep. At that point, Fulham had just given up on the match.
Yes. 3-0 Brentford. Pretty big result for them there. I mean, 3-0,
Yeah,
And it wasn't like it was obscene, but that's still, even if you replay that game 10 times, that happens probably 1 out of 10 times.
Yeah, I think that scoreline
It's inflated.
is it flatters Brentford
Well,
obviously with that
not
bad
inflated
call.
given the performance on the day, but just in general. Like, Fulham's not typically that bad, and Brentford's not typically that good, but
And
especially when they play
the
each other.
referees typically
Yes,
aren't that bad.
hey, hold your tongue.
Well, who knows?
Hold your tongue. Speaking of bad refereeing, Liverpool and Bournemouth.
Liverpool and Bournemouth.
Liverpool started off this game asleep, fully asleep. They were tucked into their bed, Sam.
Yes, indeed.
They almost gave up a goal right off the bat to, was it Jaden Anthony?
Jaden Anthony, yeah.
He was marginally offside.
Yeah. And then they do give up a goal
Yeah, Semenyo.
3 minutes in. Semenyo.
The big Dom Solanke assist. That's what gets you 40 million pound bids from West Ham on you.
Exactly. A mistake playing out of the back from Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Oh, yeah.
Leads to an early goal for Semenyo.
I was going to say, Alexander Arnold's heavy touch on that was pretty tough to just let that.
Liverpool were looking rough early on. The
Yes.
defense was like, whoa,
Yeah,
it's
the-
Bournemouth lads.
The first 10 to 15 kind of evened itself out after that, but
Yeah.
Liverpool kind of holding possession, and after that you felt they'd have a pretty good chance of scoring. Was it Van Dijk hit the bar off a corner?
Yep. And that was 6 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, like you said, Liverpool getting more comfortable. And then it was also Bournemouth kind of let up on the press a bit.
True.
I felt. I
True,
liked
but
that
they
press
really-
early on.
Yeah, and then they just couldn't get the ball and really maintain it as far as
Yeah.
passing. They kind of got their pants pulled down by Liverpool, and Liverpool was like, yeah, we'll show you a press.
Yeah. 28 minutes in, Luis Diaz gets the ball in the box, flicks it up, and volleys it brilliantly.
That was nice.
What a finish. What a,
A little
self-made
self-assist.
goal
Yeah,
there.
the little flick up to yourself and boom.
Fantastic. 35 minutes in, another controversial moment. Some minimal contact from Rothwell on Sobe Water,
Yeah. Saboshalai.
who's familiar with water because he was diving.
Oh, there it is. Oh.
Well, he's been to the Liverpool School of Diving. So,
Yeah, he knows.
referee gives a penalty. I forget who the ref was on this one, but Salah steps up, sees his penalty saved.
Yeah, that's
But gets the
not,
rebound.
not a shocker. I don't know what's up with Salah and Pens. Salah and Saka are like in their own minds on this one. On penalty taken. But he taps in the rebound, like you said.
Yeah. Fortunate on that one for the rebound to come right back out to him. Second half, Bournemouth, I just felt like they were just so exposed in midfield.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about the lineup wasn't too bad the last couple games, but even some of these guys, Max Aarons and Kirkic are solid players, but a little better going forward and stuff. The loading up with 5 in midfield isn't a bad idea, but
See,
I
the
don't know,
problem
it's tough.
the problem with that for me though is like, okay, so you have Rothwell, Christie, Semenyo, Billing, and Anthony as your 5 midfielders.
Yeah.
Like 4 of those guys are attacking players.
yeah.
And then Rothwell is more like box to box.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so Liverpool gets the ball. They get past 4 of those guys, and they're completely through to have a wide open chance at your
That's
young
kinda,
defense.
That's kind of how I felt last week about Liverpool against Chelsea. It was like, what is Liverpool doing with all these attacking guys when they're not going to hold the ball all that much, and they're going to have to, put in a defensive shift, and it's just like you can walk right through it. But no, good job by Liverpool this game to kind of right those wrongs and make sure guys are where they need to be.
Yeah.
The ref was Thomas Bramall. I could picture his face when he said who's the ref, but I didn't know his actual name.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Bramall Lane, the
Not to be
stadium.
confused with Bramall Lane. Second moment of controversy of the match week. Alexis McAllister shown a red card for a challenge on Ryan Christie.
Straight red.
Straight red for a
What?
little bit of a what would you call that?
This feels like it's just an attempt to get like robo refs or something. Like I don't know. Like how did you gave the penalty to Liverpool, which shouldn't have probably been a penalty, and then you give McAllister straight red. What?
Yeah, it made no sense. It was like a glancing foot off the calf. Nowhere near a red card. I don't understand VAR. We've talked about this many times. VAR completely useless. They won't send the ref to go to the monitor because they've made it known that they will only do that when they think the ref is wrong.
Yeah, clear and obvious.
So
it's like I just don't get that.
So they don't want to overrule the on-field referee.
Yep. Yeah, and not to mention you got people like Mike Dean out there that don't want to make certain refs look bad.
They're his mates. What can you say? I wouldn't do that to you.
I would wish you would for the integrity of the game.
I'd be like, mate,
Oh, yeah, mate.
go to the fucking screen, mate. Are you fucking blind? It's me, Conor McGregor. I'm now the head VAR referee.
It's me, like, cleaning my glasses, like, while trying to watch the replay.
It's you on the ground looking for your glasses because they fell off.
Yeah, I'm Wilma from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, HBO Max is Velma.
Yes. Bruh. Liverpool add a third, Diego Jota.
Yeah, Liverpool, despite being down a man, didn't really look it,
No.
to be honest.
No, they did not.
That's how bad the Bournemouth midfield was defensively. Jota scoring from the rebound of Sobe Water. Couple more chances for Liverpool in the rest of the second half. Yeah. A couple late chances for Traore coming on for Bournemouth, but too little too late for them.
Yeah, you thought Darwizi Habibi was going to score too, didn't you?
Yes.
Coming on the 86th minute. You see the rumors going to get loaned to Chelsea?
That would never happen.
It wouldn't make any sense, but it'd be so funny if they did.
That makes no sense. Unless they're like, yeah, he's so bad, we're just going to
Loan option to buy for 40.
put him
Recoup whatever
upon
money we can.
Chelsea and
Get our bully bucks.
watch them.
3-1. Good result for Liverpool. Decent performance. The opening 10 minutes, opening 5-10 minutes, not the best, but
Yeah.
it happens. Bournemouth, I think Mr. Iriola just ended up getting the lineup a bit wrong, but the odds of you going to Anfield and winning were slim to none anyway. So 3-1, better than 9-0.
That is true.
This game might as well have been 9-0.
Yeah, this game was sad.
Yeah, sad for us Gaz fans, sad for us.
I mean, this was like painful to watch for from a Wolves perspective. This was just uncomfortable. Didn't Brighton beat Wolves 4-0 last year?
6-0.
6-0.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
was
uncomfortable
my-
too.
That's why this was my kind of pick of the week for betting. I couldn't believe it was as close to even odds as it was. Brighton. There's like a 1% chance in my mind that Brighton win the league.
I was just about to say,
There's a 1%
are
chance.
Brighton
Yeah.
title contenders? I mean,
There's
so
a-
far they've been the best team.
They've played Luton
And
Wolves.
Yes, I
But-
thought the same thing. But they look great.
Yes. Getting into it early, Brighton, a lot of possession. Wolves really not able to win the ball. As the half went on, Wolves had a couple moments where they were able to kind of spring some counters and whatnot, but
Yeah.
it really never led to much. The main thing, obviously, the first goal let Dr. Dribbles.
Dr. Dribbles,
He
he's
strikes
cooking.
again. He strikes again. Mitoma from Estupinan assist of the season, to be quite frank, if you ask me.
Yeah, he's like, all right, take the ball now. Just
Sprint.
absolutely destroy the defense.
Run through everyone. Oh my
Disgusting.
gosh. Stiff arming people, just shaking off tacklers, slotting at far post.
The man could not be stopped.
The only guy that could have stopped that was Dan Bentley.
True. Come on, justice for Bentley.
Couple notes I wanted to make note of, because it's obviously they have their rotation here. And this happened a little, separately, but Enciso, Enciso, it's not even a guy. Encino ended up Encino Man.
Enciso.
It should be Encino Man for Brendan Fraser. Julio Enciso, aka Encino Man. Getting hurt, so now he's going to be out of their rotation. So now they're going to rely even more on Joao Pedro and probably Evan Ferguson, I would suspect.
Mm-hmm.
But I was going to say about their rotation, what really caught my eye was just James Milner's going to be like in there every game, which is hilarious to me.
It is hilarious. I mean, might as well use him. You got him.
Yeah, you got him for nothing.
Yeah, I thought Wolves looked better towards the end of the half. They had some decent possession, a couple chances. Fabio Silva had a shot. He was through on goal, couldn't get past Mr. Steele.
Yeah.
And then Ait Nouri had a chance in the 40th minute. Couldn't get the finish right on that one. Went into halftime 1-0. Second half, Brighton, quick off the mark
Oh,
again.
yeah.
Danny Welbeck rebounds to Mitoma, passes to his Estupinan. He says, now it is your turn.
Let me return the favor.
Good sir.
Let me cook.
And that was the start of the downfall.
Yeah, that was bad. That was very bad. And then Solly March is like, hold up, let me cook.
What a ball from young Billy Gilmore.
Yes.
It has to be said. I'm not a Billy Gilmore fan, but
Yeah, I think he'll do okay on this team.
That
He's
was-
going to be part of the title-winning Brighton squad.
this is a great ball.
Yeah, the Enciso double assist for March is 2 goals. Pretty pretty crazy. I mean, it went to 4-0, and Wolves, it just felt like it was all downhill. They do get a consolation goal, just like a back post tap in from Hwang Hee-chan.
Yeah.
It doesn't do much for them. I'm just worried a bit about Wolves from open play. We'd never really see them get that exposed from open play.
Yeah, their back line looked rough.
Yeah, it was not a good go. And then the midfield kind of had me worried a bit there. But you look at their midfield this game. Nunes, Gomez, Neto, Lamina. I mean, what do you want from that?
80 million pounds for Mateus Nunes.
Who got a red at the end of the game? Do you think Man City know that? He's gonna be suspended.
You know.
They're gonna get cheated out of one game of Mateus Nunes.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that's
They got to lower the price by like $2 million.
That'd be hilarious if Man City went to him and asked for that. Be like, look, he's on a red. What do you want us to do? He's not gonna be back till after international break.
Yeah.
Come on, cut us some slack.
Yeah.
All right.
So Brighton's 3 goals in the span of
5
9 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah.
Absolutely decimated the hopes of Mr. Gaz O'Neill on that one. Brighton
Sadness.
cruising to the title charge.
I think so.
It
I think
has to be said.
It's Arsenal and City neck and neck, and then Brighton's just half a step lower.
I think it's Brighton, City, Arsenal.
I think it's Brighton, Tottenham, City, Arsenal.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Brentford.
Brentford after beating Fulham. Let's talk about Tottenham, Sam.
And Tottenham Hotspur. They're a changed team.
Are we sure? I would be, if I had Tottenham stock, I would be selling right now.
Okay, that's an interesting take, yes. I
think they'll still be good. We'll recap the game and then I'll expand.
Yes.
But, yeah, I mean, it starts off plenty of chances for both sides right off the bat. The main ones that spring to my mind were obviously the Bruno clear-cut header chance and then obviously Pedro Porro hitting the post. But it's one of those things where
Rashford had a couple chances.
Yeah, Rashford as well. I thought that Man U wasn't that bad in attack in the first half, and then as the game goes on, it kind of faded. There's one or two aspects of Man U's attack where it's like you expect a little more out of it. I know a lot of people are hard on Mason Mount. He had a nice play to keep. Who was it? Someone was about to have a shot, like a clear shot, and I think it was Sarr in the first half, and he like tackled it off and blocked it, and then Onana came and grabbed it. But I mean, it's one of those things where I think it's kind of not what people expect or expected out of this team, so it's a bit odd. But yeah, what were your thoughts on United's attack, especially to start?
Yeah, I thought they were good in the first half. It was kind of like a tale of two halves here. There were the chances. Another big moment of controversy in the first half. Pretty obvious handball from Romero from Garnacho's shot. Not given.
Yeah.
I've said this many times. I don't know what a handball is anymore.
No one knows.
No one knows. They flip a coin. But yeah, Spurs had a couple decent chances. Pedro Porro towards the end of the half. And then Shaw nearly scored on his
own goal,
but
which is crazy deflection, like between his legs, and it rang off like the outside of the post.
Yeah. Second half,
Man U didn't come out. They didn't come out of the
They were
locker
just
room.
so flat, and they looked so bad. They looked so bad, and it got off to a bad start. Tottenham opening the scoring 49 minutes in. Sarr gets a deflected pass from Kulusevski and gets his shot past Onana. Great start to the second half.
Pop star.
Anthony, Le Spinny Man, had a chance. Hit off the post.
The post, yeah. That was rough. That was probably his best chance in like 6 months.
Yeah. After that, Spurs definitely started going more into a low block there. You know, defending and just forcing United to come after them.
Yeah.
Which United had no idea what to do or how to break down Spurs whatsoever.
I was kind of surprised that Tottenham opted for that because they normally are still not like that under this the Ange ball,
Yeah,
if you will.
I was surprised too.
But it was a smart
was more
play.
Conte ball here.
Yeah, but it's a smart play. You have the league kind of sit back, absorb it, especially when United looks so bad in attack.
There's a possible penalty. Martinez blocks off Romero in the box. Penalty not given on this one. I had predicted one of those two guys to get a red card.
I know.
Not to be.
Should have called the own goal.
Not to be. Should have called the own goal. Just like you mentioned, 83rd minute.
Le Butcher.
Le Butcher.
Le own goaler.
Just a slight deflection from Davis's shot there to double the lead.
And here I was thinking Ben Davis could score a goal.
No. Wrong. United, honestly, so bad. Bruno was really bad, I thought.
Yeah. This is why I have a hard time putting Bruno in the elite tier like a lot of people do. He gets on these runs where he can grind it out against these smaller teams and beats the hell out of them. But even sometimes when he's just out of form, it's like, man,
Yeah.
you're not even United quality or what United aspire to be.
And speaking of people not being United quality, Anthony. This guy is terrible. Why does he keep playing?
He is an Amazon
understand.
documentary.
I don't understand. And no one says anything. It's like it's just going unnoticed.
It's crazy.
He is possibly the most fraudulent of this fraudulent club.
Yes.
Ten Hag, complete fraud.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't feel good about United coming this year. People that are automatically dropping them out of top 4. It's like, first off, it's been 2 games. Okay? Think of what happened in the first 2 games last year. The Conte and Tuchel handshake.
Nope, they're out.
It's crazy.
I'm telling
it's
you,
nuts.
they're out.
But it's like stick to your guns. Sam and I here had them in, what do we have them, 5th?
5th, yes.
I just don't. I personally had them 6th. I just don't. I don't believe in their squad. I don't like their look. It feels like they're really relying on Casemiro, but I can even see Casemiro's quality fading before my eyes.
I'm just so offended by people who are like, yeah, United, 2nd place. And it's like, this is a 2nd place team.
The team doesn't make sense.
Good.
Team doesn't make sense.
It's so unbalanced, man. The squad that they have is like...
Here's the thing that's weird is a lot of people talk about Chelsea spending, which is a lot. But Chelsea are spending 20, 30 mil, 40 mil on prospect guys.
Yeah.
United are just 100 mil. Anthony. It's like, okay.
Yeah, got to buy the Ajax guys, man.
Sancho, 100 mil.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. They're buying win now guys, and they stink.
They do stink.
Tottenham can't sing their praises enough. What do you think about this, the Ewing theory going around with Tottenham, saying Kane was holding them back and that it wasn't allowing them to flourish as a full team?
I think in terms of play, I think that's ridiculous. But in terms of mentality,
maybe it really
it's
comes
a
down
fresh
to
start kind of deal.
The way I always look at it too is when they sold Bale, the idea of striking gold with any of those guys, if all 7 of those guys hit, they'd be an instantly better team than they were with Bale.
Yeah.
But they whiffed on 5 or 6 out of 7.
Yes.
So if you're able to use the Kane money properly and invest it that way, obviously you're going to be a better team because you didn't have that money. Now that you have the influx of cash, you're using it to add more pieces, more quality pieces. But
yeah, and it also just feels like they've finally given up on that, try to be successful now. When they went through Mourinho and Conte, and now they're like, okay, we're going to try and build something. We're going to have some younger guys. We're going to have a new manager who's not a Conte or Mourinho.
Yeah.
Someone a little more up and coming. And it feels finally a little more fresh. Things were getting pretty stale over at Tottenham Hotspur. So I don't think it's a Kane thing necessarily.
Yeah.
But I think it's just kind of a sign of Tottenham is changing.
Also, let me wrap this up before we go on the next game. My selling stock on Tottenham part is the idea of they beat United and Tottenham fans are in ecstasy of oh, this is amazing. I love this team. This is great. They're going to turn around now and draw with some shitbox team because that's what Tottenham does.
Yeah, I
they rip
think
your heart
Tottenham
out.
are far from a finished product. That's for sure.
I still don't like the whole Richarlison thing. I don't like Son right now. It's just not. He would be
Yeah.
better to be dropped, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
Well,
they
now
have,
he's the captain, so.
yeah, I would drop. I would drop the captain. Yeah, I mean, any way you can just play a certain style that allows Poro, Kulishevsky, and I mean the main guys to flourish. Basuma was fantastic this game.
Yeah,
He's looked
he
real
was.
good.
He was great this game.
We should have known that it would make more sense for him to be good than for Tottenham to revive Lo Celso or Ndombele. I don't think
that's insane.
Basuma could even function in Conte ball. I don't know if anyone really could, but I guess Kane did.
Ollie Skip.
Ollie Skip could not either.
Ollie Skip is now
He should
gone
not- yeah.
forever.
Let's move on to Sam's favorite team to watch.
Yeah, please, let's. The team that I have
Adore.
to hold my eyes open every week.
With eyes wide open.
I barely
Man
have any
City.
notes for this game.
I
because it's
didn't
just
have
so
much either.
boring.
It was pretty much all just a midfield grind for the most part. City holding the ball, not as much as you would think, but for a good chunk. I mean, Newcastle really didn't have much of an attack until like what, the 20th minute? They had a nice
Yeah.
little run there,
Yeah.
but other than that, it was Man City like
Yeah, and then once they got into the game and they conceded 31 minutes in, Alvarez finding way too much space.
yeah. Foden, good job on that one too to get it to Alvarez.
Yeah.
But that was a blast. Nothing Mr.
it-
Pope could do.
It was an absolute blast. Yeah. Newcastle just getting caught out there. Botman slid over,
Mhm.
and then no one kind of filled that gap to slide over to his position,
Yeah.
leaving a lot of space for Alvarez. And like you said, great finish.
My two things that I took away from this game, just bouncing around, has to be one, the Kovacic to Gundogan replacement. It's not like for like we've figured it wouldn't be, but the quality drop off isn't like that crazy.
Yeah.
But it's still, I'm just worried about the injury with Kovacic because it's coming when they're playing him this much and relying on him this much.
Yeah. I think also, it's just, I don't know, City's attack doesn't look that great.
Haaland had a lot of chances this game, couldn't score. It's because I
Couldn't
didn't
score.
captain him.
Yeah, I did captain him.
I didn't. I'm a Chad.
Scored 4 points.
Who did I captain? Definitely wasn't Brian and Bomo, but I wish I did.
Odegaard again.
Probably.
Yeah.
Just despite your name. No, Trent. Big Trent. My lowest score. Second lowest score. Big Pog.
Yeah, that one went into halftime 1-0. Second half, like you said, a couple chances for Holland, and he just didn't look sharp this game.
Yeah, that's kind of how he was against Newcastle for the most part last time, and then he had the one chance pop up and he scores.
Yeah.
But, he fluffed a lot of good chances against Newcastle in the game at St. James Park last year. So,
Yeah. Towards the end of the game, Newcastle, it seemed like they were getting more into the game.
yeah,
Pushing for the equalizer.
Bruno G letting it go.
Mm-hmm.
That was not good.
Unable to find the equalizer there. City hold on for the 1-0 victory
Massive win.
in the snooze fest.
Was not disappointed with Newcastle's play. Thought they hung in there, played well. That's a victory of champions right there to grind that out.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I
don't know,
would have
it's-
liked to see Newcastle be a little more aggressive, but it
Yeah,
just
especially-
seemed like they kind of allowed City to control the tempo a little too much.
The one thing I did want to touch on too is the Guardiola tackle on to stop the counterattack. That was massive. He's had his moments where I've watched clips of him in the Champions League and even with Croatia where it's like, is he really worth $100 million? And they'll do something like that. It's like, yeah, I guess. I mean, that's pretty nuts
Yeah,
to make that play when you're like, what, 21, 22?
right.
So,
Right. Moving on to the next game, the Sunday games. This one was a doozy. Aston Villa versus Everton. Talk about sad teams.
I felt dumb putting Everton as 18 when we did our rankings. And I was like, man, they weren't that bad. I should have had them higher. And then after this game, I was like, you know what? Maybe.
You know, you're going to call me crazy. I'm actually buying Everton stock.
That's how I'm feeling because it's so low.
It's so low. They have a lot of guys injured.
They do have a ton of guys injured. Are they the team that has more than Chelsea? Because I kept seeing something going around today. Chelsea has the second most injured guys with 9. Someone apparently has more than 9 guys hurt. I don't even know how that's possible.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It might be Everton. I know they got a lot of guys out.
Well, they have who's the guy who subbed on at the end of the game? Tyler Onyango, something like that. Some young guy. Never heard of him. I was like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
Let's get to the game, Sam.
Yeah, let's get to the game. Villa
were out for revenge after last week's embarrassment at St. James Park.
Yeah, they got off to a fast start just like they typically do. Didn't get the goal within 15 minutes like we saw last season, but it was pretty close. 18 minutes in, Leon Bailey getting to the end line and then just cuts back across to John McGinn. Nice finish there. John McGinn looks like such a doofus. It's hilarious.
For everyone listening at home, I just did the John McGinn Sally where he puts his hands upside down. Yeah, the upside down goggles.
Hilarious.
Had to take my headset, hat, and glasses off to do it.
Yeah.
Well worth. Yeah, I mean, that was a nice goal. And then, obviously, right after that, Everton giveaway, cheap penalty. Just dumb. Just dumb play.
Yeah, Pickford coming out, just clearing out Ollie Watkins.
Yeah, he's like, you're not scoring on me, bud. Hey, bub, you're not scoring on me.
Hey, watch it, pal.
Doug Luiz. I didn't know Doug Luiz was on penalties for Villa for whatever reason. I think it was just too early in the morning and my brain couldn't process it.
I think they switch it up. But
I was like, what the heck?
It was a great penalty.
Yeah.
Has to be said. Meanwhile, Calvert-Lewin throughout the first half.
Played with a concussion.
Concussion.
I couldn't believe that they didn't sub him off.
Yeah, that was
He
insane.
couldn't even move. He didn't know where he was. Somewhere Taylor Twellman was out of his mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Diaby nearly had the goal of the season.
Oh,
he
yeah.
had the hardest hit rocket that I've ever seen. The volley was insane and great save by Pickford, has to be said. But yeah, that was a great chance. Everton finally managed some possession towards
before
the
end of the half. But it was nothing really.
Yeah, it was nothing. Their attack is just so dead, especially without McNeil or Harrison.
Yeah, they got to get McNeil and Harrison in there. And it's why is Danjuma on the bench? I don't really understand that.
Yeah, Danjuma was the best player once he got subbed on. I don't understand how he's not starting. This is Everton. He is better than Everton.
I think it's one of those things where they like to justify. It's oh, he's got to get used to playing with the players and stuff. There's so many guys now. It's how can these guys not just slot in for just right away?
It's Everton.
Yeah.
Anyone could slot in.
Yeah, that's why
team sucks.
We'll get to the Chelsea-West Ham game, but Ward-Prowse playing right away as a defensive midfielder. It's that's not even his spot, and Moyes is yeah, he's just out there. Put him out there.
Yeah.
What every team should be doing this.
Well, I just can't believe no other team other than Everton was after Danjuma. They got spooked by Tottenham not playing him. But it's obviously he's better than anyone on Everton, in my opinion. And he could be at a better team.
Would have been one of the better guys on Tottenham last year.
Yeah,
better than Son.
Exactly. He should have been playing. He should have been playing.
Yeah, second half, Leon Bailey and Johan Duran, both off the most stupid, Everton just not even functioning as a defense giveaways.
Vintage Michael Keane, I wrote in my notes.
Good. Especially the second one, the throw in that immediately went to Duran and a long touch away.
At first, I was like, oh my God, Michael Keane. But Ashley Young, what the hell was that throw, dude? That was so bad. What are you doing just throwing it across the field towards your defense like that? Oh my God. It was so bad.
He was not good at geometry as a child. He didn't understand the angles of...
So bad. Oh, their defense. I mean, Michael Keane is so bad.
Yeah.
Someone explained to me how Connor Cody is worse than Michael Keane.
No one can. And
Sean Dyche thinks so, apparently. This guy's so bad. He should be playing for Nottingham Forest. He's so bad.
Would he fit in ahead of Worrell? How about a back four of, it doesn't even make sense. It's just Worrell,
center
Bally, McKenna, and
Yes. Revolutionize the game. Steve Cooper.
I mean, I don't have much to say. Decent performance by Villa. They did what they had to do, but it wasn't all that impressive. Again, Luca Digne starting out there for you, Sam.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
You know what I don't get?
What?
How more teams weren't going after Tierney. It seems like everyone needs a left back, but no one wanted Tierney. You'd rather play Luca Digne than Tierney? I don't understand that.
That's crazy talk.
But yeah, they get away with it in games like this,
Yeah.
games against Everton.
Yeah. It doesn't make a difference. You could have me at left back. I swing in across.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you imagine me on the left wing swinging in a ball?
That'd be amazing.
Apparently, they're after, and I did see this rumor today, Marcus Alonso.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
You probably need a guy who can play defense at left back, not
that's true.
left mid.
That's true.
So you're buying Everton stock.
I'm buying Everton stock
I'm buying
because
a
they got
small
a lot of
amount.
injuries.
You're buying a bunch. You're buying bulk.
They got a lot of injuries. Dwight McNeil, Jack Harrison. That should change things.
I'm just gonna say it right now. We have a 6-pointer on our hands. Everton Wolves this weekend. We got a 6-pointer right off the bat.
Two teams that are so poorly run at the moment.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yes. Let's move on to two teams that are run magnificently. West Ham and Chelsea.
Yeah, something like that.
Game starts off. Chelsea low possession. Really kind of slow, lazy on the ball. Let West Ham win a couple corners. And then Conor Gallagher has to be posted up on the tallest guy on West Ham. Aguerd heads it in. Yep. Heads it in 1-0. That's the power of James Ward-Prowse, just having him take corners and free kicks, especially when you're West Ham and you have aerial attack. I'm feeling West Ham. They might end up finish where we thought we had them originally in that 12 to 13 range, maybe even a little higher, but they didn't spend money, so we couldn't justify it at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. People went from like severely overrating Ward-Prowse to like
now
completely
it's like
forgetting he existed.
Yeah. Now it's just like reasonable.
No, he's actually good at like a certain skill set.
Yes. And then it's because he's good at certain skill set that like appears on highlights and stuff. So you see him constantly and like YouTube shorts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
but so far, great pickup for West Ham. Like you said, getting that early assist.
Yes. Throughout the rest of the half, West Ham had one or two kind of attacking chances on the counter, but they were prepared to sit back. Chelsea, slow burn in attack, finally got it going. And oddly enough, it was Raheem Sterling who was making a lot of the runs and doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I think the funniest moment had to be Lucas Paqueta's yellow, where he was betting on himself getting a yellow card apparently this week before. And now we have him standing there complaining to the ref that it wasn't a foul, and he gets a yellow card for taking out Raheem Sterling and complaining to the ref.
Yeah, very interesting.
Rubbing my chin.
A real head scratcher.
But I guess before that, we had the Chelsea equalizer, Carney Chukwuemeka, little cut inside. Thomas Soucek looked like me out there. He could not keep up. Nice slotted finish. Kind of weird because you think Chukwuemeka is a 10, but they had him out on the wing.
Yeah.
And then Chelsea draw a penalty right before half. And Enzo Fernandez with one of the worst penalties I think you'll see this year. He's like, what if I shoot it hip height and like maybe a foot to the side of the keeper?
Yes, exactly.
It didn't go in? I didn't know. I thought it might.
Who would have thought that?
Goes into halftime 1-1. Second half, Chelsea lazy and kind of deep lying midfield, and then the center backs. Mikel Antonio pops a shot, goes in.
Disassi, more like disaster.
Right.
Oh.
I thought it was funny that people were like, you got to get on Mikel Antonio. You can't let him shoot that. It's like, it's outside the box, and he had like a pinpoint perfect shot. When's the last time Mikel Antonio did that? Like 2 years ago?
2 years ago. That sounds 2 years too soon, bro.
That's I was like, okay. Clearly a mistake. And then Aguerd drawing a second yellow from Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, they actually got that one right.
Yes. Chelsea, absolutely terrible on the ball. Maybe one half-decent chance that was like a shot right at Areola.
And
And
we
then-
got to say, Ukraine Bolt, my
Yes,
new favorite nickname.
It is great. It's a good one.
Mikolenko.
That one shank.
So bad.
I don't get how like the point of him isn't him just dusting everyone, getting to the end line, and like he just practiced like crossing and cut back passes. Mm-hmm. Like he's faster than everyone.
Right.
Shouldn't he just do that?
Yeah, I mean, isn't
I
that
don't
like
get that.
basically what Raheem Sterling did in the first half?
Kind of, except he never passed. He just
Yeah.
ran straight in.
That's true.
And then towards the end, West Ham win a penalty off the most expensive man to ever exist, Moises Caicedo.
Ooh, the 115 million pound man.
This also goes back to my James Ward-Prowse point. How are these guys not ready to start if they're fit? But Moises Caicedo, if you're over 80 mil,
Yeah.
what would your cutoff be? 70 mil? Like you have to play no
I
matter
don't
what.
know.
What's the number? Like you have to play no matter what. I don't care
Yeah,
if you're healthy. You're playing
Yeah, I'm
70,
just
60.
put you in there. Yeah.
Like you just go in.
50, 40,
Yeah,
30.
just go in. You should be playing.
Yeah.
Terrible game from Chelsea. Mainly, the main thing I was thrown off by about them was the back three again. It made sense with Liverpool load up the midfield. Against West Ham, it's like West Ham's just gonna sit back for the most part. I don't know. Weird.
I don't know.
You know what? Great execution by West Ham, though. I'll say that. Bowley's $1 billion underdogs strike again.
You know, it's funny. They finally let Moyes get his guy, Ward-Prowse.
Yeah,
Oh, and he provides 2 assists.
yeah.
Oh, nice. Who would've
It's
thought?
almost like you got to trust a guy who's been around the game forever. Also, David Moyes couldn't beat a top 6 team to save his life for how long? And now he's on a 2-game win streak. He beat United to end last year,
Well,
and now he beat Chelsea.
are we calling Chelsea a top 6 team?
Oh, there's top 6 team. Who else would be in there? Tottenham over
Brentford,
Chelsea? Brentford might. They might do it this year.
Brighton.
Are we sure that Brentford doesn't just sell Tony for whatever they can get for like 80 mil?
Oh,
and then,
I saw they're preparing
then-
for bids in January.
and then you just put Wisa 7-year extent. You give him the Bowley deal. You give him the Bowley max.
I saw 80 mil for Ivan Toney
I'll
in
say it.
January.
I quote tweeted and said, "You're nuts if you wouldn't pay this."
My only hesitancy, he's 27, he'll be 28. But his play style is not
It holds up.
reliant on pace or anything.
You need a 9.
Yeah.
These teams need a 9. United needs a 9. Chelsea
Right.
needs
I
a
was,
9.
I was reading people talk about, yeah, he's all right. It's like he's better than like 95%
So the first year
of
in the
strikers
Premier League,
in
you
the
got
league.
what, 15, 16 goals. Last year, you got almost 20. You got like 18 or 19. He can play in the league. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I saw, because he was linked with Arsenal and Tottenham.
Yeah.
And Arsenal fans were like, yeah.
And that was a couple years ago when it was like
he's
30 or
good,
40.
But, I don't know if he's really world class. It's like he's way better than Gabriel Jesus in terms of goal scoring.
Yeah. But also, Jesus, that's not his full role.
Exactly.
But also, he's not better at goal scoring than Kai Havertz.
But it's like Ivan Toney in the Arsenal team would work
100%.
beautifully.
He'd work on any team. He's a fucking perfect 9.
Exactly.
Like, what are we talking
Exactly.
about? It's nuts.
People,
But no, good
yeah.
good props to West Ham. Chelsea, I can still kind of see what they're doing, but
Good meal.
they got to stop with the back three. I get it works for Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva's not the future. You got to stop having Chilwell going up the wing and stuff like that as much. Back 4. 4-2-3-1. Keep it stupid simple, Chelsea. Otherwise, you're just going to crap all over yourselves like this game.
I'm starting to think hiring Poch was a mistake, not for his tactics, but
Why
for
is
his
that?
medical team.
Oh,
Apparently,
yeah.
he comes in and brings in his own medical team,
Yeah.
including his son.
But what's weird is the fact that Chelsea's medical team last year was also trash. It's like, so they just went back to back like trash medical team. You know what I think it is? They're cursed ever since Mourinho fired that one lady.
Yeah.
Remember that?
True.
Chelsea never really had like a ton of injury problems before, like then. Ever since then,
Yeah, other than like Hazard was always hurt, but
but that was after.
that was just more of him.
Yeah, taking insane fouls, insane contact.
Yeah.
He's a free agent, by the way. Did you want him?
I saw he's going to Crystal Palace.
Is he actually? He can't move.
That was a legit headline I read.
I love it.
Crystal Palace are going after him. I was like, okay.
Very nice.
Roy is insane.
love
If
it.
he replaces Jordan Ayew, all for it.
Yes. Well,
Save
let's
me.
get to Crystal Palace.
Yeah, this is my annual I hate Jordan Ayew.
Annual. It's every match week pretty much.
Biannual. Well, it's exacerbated when
Arsenal play Palace.
Arsenal play and I have to suffer through it.
I was kind of surprised how open the game was. Not like blown away, but I was like, oh, there's a lot of chances for both sides winning the ball and then immediately just sprint right at them.
Yeah.
A lot of great tackles in this game. Last ditch ones from Arsenal.
Yeah.
Specifically, it's living on the edge, Sam. Living on the edge.
100%.
But
100%.
so a lot of wasted chances for Arsenal too. When I was watching this, I was in disbelief that they're not finishing because it wasn't like they were like all on the side of the 6-yard box or anything like that, but they just weren't really that close with their efforts.
Yeah, it definitely felt like they weren't capitalizing on their advantages when they got them. Not putting enough pressure on when they should have. And it felt like, oh boy, this is going to be where they can't convert and then Palace go down and get one.
Wobby, I don't feel so good, Wobby.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the first half was kind of in midfield for a chunk, but spells of possession mainly for Arsenal. But like I said, a little back and forth action, to say the least.
Yeah, and I was getting worried too. Crystal Palace, they were getting to those areas that they had success last week. Get to the end line and then cross the ball in. They had a couple good balls just go right across that Edouard didn't really, make very good attempts at.
Yeah.
That he really should have, because the Arsenal players would have been beaten on those.
Yes. Goes in halftime 0-0. Second half, we have a penalty virtually right off the bat. Great set piece play from Arsenal. Drawing the foul. It's a quick one. It was pretty light by Johnstone. It looked a lot worse in real time, but it still was a penalty. But still, it didn't look as bad, I thought.
Yeah, not terrible, but it's just one of those.
The contact. If he gets a
it
touch
has to
first,
be-
If he gets a touch first, even if it goes to the side, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's contact. Odegaard, no sock on pens. Odegaard
Yeah,
steps
he's
up.
like, this is for
slots
Hank's
it.
fantasy Premier League.
Good thing
team.
I have both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I'll drop Saka later in the year when he's on game 38 of 39 on the season and that he's like on fumes.
He's playing 39 times.
Yeah. Well, all competitions.
Oh, okay.
Do you think they sit him just for Champions League?
No, because there's 38 games.
I know.
Yeah, so like 39 when they played themselves one time in a
Well, they do. Yeah,
scrimmage.
it's a friendly. Yeah, that's how it is.
Exactly.
I count the Community Shield as you win points, not a trophy. Arsenal won, so they started off the year with 3 points.
True. Getting ready for the treble.
Yeah, Odegaard slots it. Then we have the Tomiyasu, the first yellow for not throwing the ball in.
Which wasn't even his fault. It was like everyone else was time wasting, and then he got caught with the hot potato.
Yep, that's how it goes.
He didn't even take that long, but he got the yellow. He died
Yeah.
for their sins.
Yes.
And then he died again for their sins.
He
Although-
died for Jordan Ayew's sins.
Yeah, he died for the sins of Jordan Ayew, who should have been sent off. Again, how many times do I got to see Jordan Ayew against Arsenal? Should have been
Just
sent
imagining you seeing it. When was his yellow? Like the 30th minute or something like that. And Sam's like,
off. 27 minutes.
Red!
I didn't think that was a red, but I think he definitely could have got a second yellow, I think, before that. And then this one was a complete dive. A freaking David Coote, I think, was the ref for
You
this
can't
one.
be in that position against Jordan Ayew. He's a savvy vet. That's why he's on the
Absolute
team.
Embarrassment of refereeing. And then Arsenal, they not only parked the bus, they poured
Everyone was in the
concrete.
net. Yeah. Everyone was in the net. I do think it's hilarious when people will discount a title contender because they do that against a smaller team. It's like, what do you want them to do? Just play open?
Yeah.
Trying to constantly counter or something? I don't know what. Oh yeah, Arsenal are title contenders. They only won 1-0 against Crystal Palace. It's like, yeah, Palace are solid at home. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm.
Especially
People
when
don't
you go down to
I just
man.
feel like people don't watch.
That final formation from Arsenal where they had 10 defenders out. on them,
Jorginho at Cam.
that was amazing.
George at cam, Kai Havertz at striker. Kai Havertz, the tactical yellow card. That's the only thing I miss about him is him getting yellow cards at the end of games.
He's a great guy. What can you say?
Yeah.
Top
I don't miss Money Mace though.
Nah.
And his defensive efforts for Manchester United.
Kai Havertz, he's got that lovable side,
I don't think so.
I think he does. I'm already a big Kai Havertz
You
fan.
should get a kit.
Yeah.
The big 2.9.
The away kit.
It looked great, didn't it? The yellow with the black just zigzag, right? It looks like a toddler took a crayons and just randomly kind of drew something.
It looks like those pennies that you would wear for practice.
Yes, because it's like mesh.
Yeah, it's like mesh looking.
Yeah.
And then you just have random
Black lines on it.
lines. Yeah. Real nice.
Finishes 1-0. Solid performance by both sides, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Should we get to some predictions, Sam?
Yes, sir.
First match, Luton's second go-around in the Premier League.
Yeah, we were robbed of the Luton game.
I just don't get why they couldn't schedule their first 5 or 6 games away. Why couldn't they have done that?
That would have been awesome.
Just do it. Just knock it out. Chelsea, Luton, what are you looking for here? Can Chelsea actually score and then also not concede?
Yeah, I mean, come on, Chelsea. If you can't beat Luton, then
What are you doing? Sell the club. Liquidate the team.
Yeah, liquidate the team, and then Luton take over Stamford Bridge.
That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you'd have to say Caicedo and stuff. I want to see if Poch rolls with a back three against Luton. That would be pretty excessive.
That'd be embarrassing.
Just 4-2-3-1. Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. We'll go Chelsea 1-0, and I actually don't feel great about it. I should go 2-1 for the Ross Barkley goal.
Ross, get in, lad. Everyone forgot he existed. 2-0 Chelsea.
Good meal.
2-0 Chelsea.
Good meal.
Chelsea versus Luton. Luton Town. Great food, wonderful meal.
Happy Hatters.
Happy Hatters.
Bournemouth versus Tottenham.
That's the mentality.
This
is a check.
This is when Tottenham poops all over themselves. Typically.
Exactly. Yeah, this is a check-in to see.
This is like
where Tottenham
Tottenham
really
just beat Man U. Yes, we don't need Harry Kane. We're so awesome. And then they lose 1-2 at Bournemouth, and they're like, "No, I hate my life."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean the battle's going to be in midfield. Tottenham a little more defensive-minded with their anchors and Basuma out there, but I don't know. We'll see with Bournemouth going forward. Tottenham's defense hasn't been that leaky yet. Brentford kind of poked some holes through it, but that was kind of certain kind of play. But I don't know. I don't feel that bad about Bournemouth. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go 2-1 Tottenham, but I could see Bournemouth winning.
I just think if Tottenham push their fullbacks up and really hold possession, Bournemouth could have some trouble if they play that midfield again, being so attacking focused.
Mm-hmm.
Where Bournemouth could expose Tottenham would be on the wings, when you got your fullbacks pushed up that high. But, I don't quite see it. I think it'll be a 2-0 Tottenham.
Okay. Arsenal, Fulham. You're getting Fulham at a good time. They look real bad. They look real stinky.
No Tim Ream.
Yep.
It's Tim Ream.
Diop and Broby going to be in there. Surely it can't be Mbabu.
What about Bassi?
That's who I was talking about.
Oh.
I said Broby. I was thinking the wrong Ajax guy. Broby's still on Ajax,
Okay.
I think. It's the B. It's the B's from Ajax.
Insert
Bassi,
B.
Calvin Bassi.
B emoji.
He'll be in there.
Bassi.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will be. That'll be good to see him in there. Get some minutes, see if he's up to the test against Arsenal's attack. Arsenal at home, usually pretty good. I'd like to see Arsenal win this one comfortable.
Arsenal 3-0 is my call.
I was going to say 3-0, you bastard.
3-0. That's how we like it. I'm saying Declan Rice gets his first goal or assist. His first goal contribution out here.
Next one, tasty matchup here.
Oh, yes.
Tasty matchup.
The birds and the bees.
The birds and the bees. That's a good one.
Yep, there it is.
Brentford versus Crystal Palace at the Georgia Tech Community Stadium.
They've played 4 times, and they've only drawn all 4 times.
Well, what can you say? They're evenly matched.
Yes.
And I think they're pretty evenly matched. I'm going to say 2-2. Jump out before
2-2?
you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I'd be looking for in this one is if Palace are kind of able to go fast against Brentford, given how they're playing against Arsenal. Well, Dr. Pepper can. Noise in the background.
Ding, ding.
We'll see if Mbeumo can keep it up against Palace. I just really like Palace's defense right now. I think it's looking real solid. I think it's low scoring. I'm gonna go 1-1.
Yeah, we didn't mention this in the Arsenal Palace review, but Tarek Mitchell had a great game. He locked down Saka.
Yeah, look good. Everton Wolves 6-pointer.
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 Match week 3 6-pointer. First of the season. Let's go.
I don't know. Last week we might have Sheffield and Forest.
Sheffield Forest. Okay. Fair enough. This is like a 6-pointer for the should be non-relegation contenders.
You want to hear something spooky right here? 18 games played between these two. 6 wins, and 6 draws.
The devil's upon us.
It's a devil game out here. I guess what I would be looking for in this one is mainly what Everton are going to do in attack because Calvert-Lewin won't be in. Maupay came in off the bench last game. He started the first game, didn't go so hot. See what Everton's attack is like. See if Harrison's in there this game. Dan Juma certainly should be in there.
Absolutely must.
As far as Wolves, can your defense... I mean, it's Everton's attack, so I'd hope so, but can your defense not look absolutely terrible?
Lads,
like it did
it's
against
Neil Maupay.
Yeah. We'll go with a 2-1 Everton victory.
You know, I'm feeling more Wolves on this one, honestly. Wolves got...
How are you buying Everton stock?
Well, you know, it's a long-term investment.
You should wait another week and then buy it because it'll be even lower.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure what their injury report status is at the moment. But,
yeah,
you know, I think Wolves match week 1, they looked decent against United. And I think that was more representative. Last week, they had to go against Brighton, who are potentially the hottest team in the league at the moment. The high-flying Brighton. So I think Wolves will win. I'm going to say 2-1 Wolves.
Okay. So it's the battle of 2-1s. United and Forest. I sure
big
hope.
Fraud check.
I would hope that you can beat Nottingham Forest at home.
Yeah. I would hope
It takes a lot to lose to them at home. I guess what I would be looking for is to see if Man U can break them down, because Man U actually do a good job of when they do turn the ball over in midfield or even close to that attacking third when the other team's set up. Mm-hmm. They can just run right at you.
Yeah.
I would suspect that it'll be a comfortable win for United. I'm going to go 2-0.
I'm going to say 1-0. I'm just not impressed by United.
Yeah, I just feel like Forest is going to play right into United's hands. I would suspect Rashford goal, maybe even a Bruno goal. Brighton and West Ham. This would be a very nice game.
West Ham got a low mojo.
Yep.
After beating Chelsea.
But you got to go to the Amex now. I don't know if you're going to be playing Ward-Prowse in that defensive mid-role like you were last game, because it wasn't... Once Chelsea set up in possession, they were getting through West Ham comfortably.
Also, what's the status of Paqueta? Is he playing?
I guess so.
You know, transfer rumors, betting rumors.
I guess the transfer one is out the window now. He can't go, and I think it's because Man City. Same thing with what Chelsea did for Elise. They probably did some illegal kind of approach as far as how they went about trying to sign him, and that's why they dropped it, because they didn't want West Ham to go to the board.
I heard it was more so because of the betting,
perhaps
stuff, because the investigation.
There's so much information out these days. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, who knows, really.
But
weird stuff.
Especially when you're betting on yourself to get yellows, and then you come with the most suspicious yellow card I've ever seen in my life.
Exactly.
I mean, it's hard to bet against Brighton, especially at home right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a 3-1 victory.
I'm going to say 2-1.
2-1.
2-1.
The big 2-1. All right, Burnley, Aston Villa. One of the many battles of the Claret and Blues this year.
Indeed. Aston Villa cooked last week. I think they'll cook again this week. Burnley had time to rest, had time to really prepare for this match.
Yeah. I just don't know. If you're playing possession against Villa, I feel like Villa might not be the best to turn you over. Obviously, they have Kamara who can win the ball and take it off you, and McGinn, respectfully can do what he can do. But the whole them going fast, you don't want Villa running fast at you. They got a lot of speed and attack with Watkins and Diaby and Bailey. That'd be scary.
And I also don't feel great about Burnley trying to hold possession, and getting too much out of that possession. I feel like if you're going to attack Villa, you got to hit them on the counter, exploit the fullbacks being pushed up.
I'm going 2-0 Villa.
I'm going to say 3-0 Villa.
Sheffield United. Manchester City.
This isn't even a game. This is...
Training session.
What's the point?
Training session. I don't know. Sheffield, Bramall Lane, bruh.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I would suspect this could be one where City kind of start off slow and then they just grind their way.
To a 2-0.
We've seen it where Man City will start diving for penalties.
Absolutely.
This wouldn't shock me if it was one of those games. Yeah, I'm going to go City 3-0.
I'll say City 2-0, and I do think it'll go exactly like you said. They'll lull everyone to sleep, and then they'll get 2 goals in like 5 minutes.
I am captaining Holland this week, let it be known.
All right.
What do we got for the last one or two?
Yeah, Newcastle versus Liverpool.
Before we get to that, next Friday is supposed to be Luton versus West Ham. Someone gave Luton back-to-back Friday games, but it's a home game, so it's going to be canceled. We're not even going to have a Friday game next week.
Yeah.
Crying out loud.
Disappointing.
Crying out loud. Newcastle, Liverpool. It's kind of a sneaky rivalry right now that's kind of being reignited with Klopp likes to take shots at Liverpool. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, there was also big
Liverpool
fiasco with the time wasting from Newcastle.
From last year.
Yeah.
How about Newcastle media clearly putting out fake news about Mo Salah going to Saudi Arabia? That's definitely a
so
Saudi
funny.
Newcastle plot.
That is so funny. That's like the weirdest thing. Like if you said 5 years ago that Newcastle was using their Saudi ties to influence a Liverpool player, you'd be like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah.
Newcastle suck.
Bud, go take a seat in the corner. Steve Bruce is the manager right now, in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
They just sacked Roth.
Yeah, this one should be good. I mean, last time Newcastle...
I feel good about it since it's at Newcastle.
But they Nick Pope got that red card last time, and that sent the game off the rails.
Yeah, that's kind of a freak thing when something like that happens. You can't bank on that to happen again. What I bank on is Newcastle's midfield is still better than Liverpool's. Obviously, McAllister's red got overturned, so they at least have him, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. They're still rolling with Gakpo in midfield. I just don't. I feel like that's gonna come back to bite them once in a while.
It could. I'm gonna be, out there, and
You're gonna say Liverpool win.
I'm gonna say Liverpool 3-2.
Hey, I know. I respect it. Who gave this start to Newcastle, by the way? City and Liverpool?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Ouch.
I'm gonna say a 1-1 draw.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me get you a bold prediction,
All right.
or just a prediction in general.
Can I predict what game it's gonna come from? No, you know what? You say it, and then I'll tell you what I thought you were gonna say.
I'm gonna say that. Trying to cook up something spicy here.
I gave you mine. Declan Rice goal or assist contribution.
What did I say for Wolves Everton today?
2-1 Wolves. Who's gonna score the winner for Wolves?
2-1 Wolves. It's gonna be Craig Dawson.
Oh, he gets on the board.
Craig Dawson.
He gets on the board.
I mean, he's got to be the
the leading scorer. He's got to
leading
get like
scorer.
6 or 7, and he should be there.
There you go.
I thought you were gonna say it was Ollie Watkins hat trick, 3-0 for your Villa.
Yeah, there you go.
He got a hat trick. He was the first player, some qualification, to get a hat trick on his debut for European football. Although I think they played like Hibs or something. They played some Scottish
Yeah,
team.
they played a Scottish team, which isn't even like a legitimate.
That's like a League
organization.
One. That's like a League One team. That's brutal.
I wish they were good, but yeah, Scotland's a meme.
Yeah, they're quite poor.
Indeed. All right, well, I think that is a wrap for Match Week 2. We will be back same time next week for another episode
Yes.
of the Premiership Perusal Podcast. Thanks again, as always, for listening. We appreciate every single one of you. Any final thoughts, Hank?
Adios, mis amigos. Happy Hatters.
Happy Hatters.
Happy Hatters.
2-0. Luton Town.
Luton Town, 2-0.